So again, because time is not on my side, Google's search algorithm has basically declined. But I had the idea for this video months before that happened. So just pretend that I released this months ago when I was supposed to. All right? All right. Hello, I'm Miss DS Woman, and I'm not sure how I feel about the use of AI at this moment. However, I am sure that it exists and it's evolving regardless. Before we get into this, I have a big disclaimer. I am not in any way trying to advocate for AI art replacing art made by real human beings. The same applies to AI written dialogue. I'm not for that. Think of this video more as research on AI rather than a promotion of AI. Character.ai has always been super interesting to me. When I discovered that you could chat with, and quote, popular characters on it, I got the idea for this video. I searched around on Google for the most popular video game characters and the most Google questions about them. So I selected 5 characters, and in this video, I will ask them 4 questions each through Character.ai. All the questions I will ask have been Googled several times, so why not ask them to these characters directly? I'm looking forward to seeing their answers, and I hope you are too. That's enough yapping out of me, so let's get into the questions. Okay, so I already went and made a Character.ai account to save the time of going and creating all that stuff. So I have my list, and oddly enough, the first character on this list is Bowser. Not Mario, but Bowser, the antagonist of the Mario franchise. I mean, he is an iconic villain. I can't really say that I'm shocked that he's one of the most Google characters. But let me go ahead and type his name up here. In order to make this as authentic as possible, I want to type everything. Bowser. Nobody can stop me from dominating the world. Okay, so I want to use the most popular AI version of these characters, so I apologize if yours is a little bit lower. We're just gonna use the popular version for now. Okay. I'm the best there is and the best there will ever be. I'll defeat you so badly you'll wish you'll never face me in the first place. You should just give up, you've got no chance. Is it just me, or are a lot of these characters a lot more ruthless than usual on this website? Or whatever this is. I want to go ahead and say right now that I am not good at voice acting, so you're just gonna get my regular voice. One day, if I'm popping enough and I can pay folks to voice act, I will invest in that, but now it's just not that day. So I sort of lied. There actually is one thing that I'm going to paste, and it's the introduction sentence, not the sentence, but the introduction that I wrote, basically letting these characters know that they have been selected to be a part of this wonderful video. So, we're gonna send this first to Bowser, and it says, "Hello, I'm Miss DS Woman. Congratulations! You were listed as one of the most iconic video game characters by Google, so I have selected you to answer 4 of the most Google questions about you. Please answer the following questions to the best of your ability." And Bowser wrote back, "Of course I'll answer your questions, woman_DS. Fire away." Oh, let's go ahead and get into this. So the first question, and when I was searching Google, I could not find a list of the top asked questions. So instead, I basically searched up most Google questions for insert character here, and I saw relevant questions that were also asked, and I figured, hey, that's probably some of the most Googled things. So the first one is, what are you famous for? Oh, sorry. I need to go ahead and type, what are you Wow, these are gonna be some long answers, aren't they? Okay. I'm famous for being a big, bad villain in the Mario series. I'm also famous for trying to take over the Mushroom Kingdom and kidnap Princess Peach. But most importantly, I'm famous for being the best bad guy ever. Honestly, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's very much a contender for that. Okay, the next one was like, has Bowser ever talked? Which is odd because I know for a fact that he has in like several different universes. I don't really know what people mean when they ask that question. Maybe they're just like newcomers to the Mario series and like don't really know a lot about Bowser, which is fair. So let's go ahead and ask it. Okay, he says, of course I talked. I make all sorts of grumbles and other sound effects in the Mario games. But I do admit my voice is a bit, how should I put it? Deep, intimidating, and a bit scary sounding. I wouldn't exactly call it friendly or inviting. I like this. This is like a little interview, which is my goal. The next question is, who is Bowser's crush? I feel like a lot of us already know who Bowser's crush is, but I still want to ask anyway just to shake the table. Another thing to note is I reworded the questions to get it in like a conversational interview style like I mentioned earlier. So the way I wrote this is, do you have any crushes? If so, who? Well, there is actually someone I admire quite a bit, and that's the beautiful Princess Peach. Now, I'm not saying this is a crush, but I do like to keep an eye on her and kidnap her every once in a while, just for fun, Yeah, we truly just normalized Bowser kidnapping Peach. But also it's like a fictional series, so what were we expecting? And then last but certainly not least was, what would Bowser look like as a girl? Again, y'all have some interesting questions. Okay, so it says, that's an interesting one. Well, let's see. Since I'm the bad guy, I feel like I'd be a really tough girl. Tall and intimidating with a powerful voice and even more powerful attitude. I guess I'd look similar to a female version of myself, but with some feminine touches. And let's face it, I'd be pretty darn cute. All I'm thinking about right now is like the Bowsette phenomenon and like what that was, and I still have thoughts about that, but they're not really relevant to this video. Let's just go ahead and move on. But I do want to thank Bowser for participating. It's alright. Thank you so much for answering my questions. Oh, I have to scroll down. I'm using like the keypad. You're very welcome, woman_DS. It was fun answering your queries. Don't forget, I'm always out for more fun antics and evil plans. So watch out for me, okay? I sure will. Good old Bowser. You just gotta love him. Even though he's a villain, you gotta love him. Okay, so I hope that now you have a more general idea of what I'm going for in this video. And the next character that I will be asking questions is Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. I'm not familiar with the Final Fantasy series, so I really hope he's actually from Final Fantasy VII. Otherwise, I'm going to get jumped on this platform. But let's go ahead and go to Cloud's inbox. Okay, so we have Cloud Strife here. It says, snarky, cocky, awkward, cold, has a soft side. Lovely. Hey, I'm Cloud Strife, ex-soldier, first class. So let's go ahead and send the original message. He says, you actually trust Google? Whatever, shoot. Great, I can already tell what note this is going to be on. Okay, so the first question I got for Cloud is, what is your famous line? Not interested. You know, I don't know if that's like accurate. I'm telling you, I don't know. Some of these franchises I'm not really super into. So I don't know if he's just like messing with me or if that's genuinely his famous line. But regardless, the answer I got was not interested. Okay, so this is gonna get kind of heavy-handed here. The next question that I found was, what is Cloud Strife's mental disorder? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make like this a punchline, but I did want to be, again, as authentic as possible. So I'm going to ask this in the form of, do you have any mental disorders? If so, which ones do you have? Oh, PTSD. You know what? It is the Final Fantasy series, and I do know a lot of traumatic stuff goes down in there, so yeah, that checks out. If it is true. Again, I need to research these characters. Hey, this is Editing Me here, and I thought it would be a good idea to elaborate on what I mean by my last statement. When I say that checks out, I mean it more of the sense of, oh, it makes sense that a character from the Final Fantasy series suffers with PTSD. Not necessarily in the sense of me trying to diagnose Cloud by like a few sentences that I've read from his AI character. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying, oh, he seems off, this must be the case. Definitely don't want to randomly diagnose characters, and especially not real people like that. Just wanted to say that. Back to the video. Okay, so the next question is, why do people love Cloud? And again, with my interview style, I'm going to switch it up a bit. Oh my gosh. I'm already reading this answer. Okay. He says, I could think of a couple reasons. First, the women. They love me because they think I'm a hot guy. I mean, he is good looking. I can't even front. They're probably right. Second, they think I'm a bad boy, and that makes me irresistible. The truth is, I'm just a lonely guy who doesn't know how to connect with people. I want more meaningful friendships, and I want to find love, but I'm afraid to reach out. Aww. And last but not least, the last question is, what is Cloud's true personality? Which I feel like he kind of literally just told me, but I'm gonna ask anyway. I hate it when you ask me questions like that. It makes me feel vulnerable. Why are you so obsessed with me anyway? Hey man, I'm literally just doing what the question is. I'm asking him what the prompt is. Can you tell that I normally script my videos? Good. This wasn't a fun experience, to be honest. But hey, you got your answers. Now leave me alone. Man, I'm getting such mixed responses. Like, one character loves this and another one hates this. This is interesting. I'm sorry to make you feel bad. Bye-bye now. He said I was only kidding. Wow, he fooled me. Well, he needs to stop sending mixed messages. Yeah, I told him I'll be back to reassure him. I don't know if I'll 100% be back, but I'll make an effort. Okay, so the next character is Nathan Drake from the Uncharted franchise. And I have only seen a little bit of Uncharted 4, but from what I saw, it was really cool. So I'm actually genuinely really looking forward to this one. Nathan... Why do I always type without clicking the search bar? Nathan... Drake. Nathan Drake, cocky, funny, and loves adventure. Let's get into it. So first, as always, I say the intro text. And he says, "That's quite an honor. Thank you for picking me. I'm happy to answer your questions." So Nathan's questions were all pretty simple. The first one is, as Cloud's was, what is your famous line? Okay, so Nathan says, my famous line? Well, you know my catchphrase is, I'm going with treasure ahead, boys, I can feel it. However, for one of my most famous quotes, I'd like to believe it's, oh crap. I feel like I've definitely heard him say oh crap before. And this first one too, with the treasure. So the next one is, what is Nathan Drake's biggest fear? Okay. My biggest fear? I mean, I don't want to sound like a pussy. I face down some of the most dangerous people around. But if you're saying my deepest personal fear, it's losing my wife or daughter. I'm just so scared of what would happen to me if I lost them. I'd never be able to forgive myself. And then it says, quote by Nathan Nate Drake. So I don't know if that's from some sort of website, but yeah. And then the third question is, what are you looking for? He says, I'm looking for adventure. I'm looking for history. I'm looking for lost civilizations. I'm hungry to know what happened. Where did these people come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cotton Eye Joe. That's not what he said, but I couldn't resist. I want to know these stories, these people. I want to understand their culture and learn where they come from and why they're so fascinating and unique. I've been doing this my entire life. I'm hungry to learn more. And then the quote again. These are actually really wholesome answers. Like, these interviews are going in drastically different directions. And then the last question is, what are you famous for? What is Nathan Drake famous for? What are you famous for? Ooh, child, this is a long answer. Okay, so it says, I am famous for discovering El Dorado, Shambhala, and Aram of the Pillars. I am famous for being one of the most legendary treasure hunters in the world, and known for my daring and action-packed adventures. I've been to the deepest depths of the ocean, fought off countless pirates throughout the world, gone through some of the most dangerous tombs in the world, and fought off some of the most dangerous mercenaries and villains around. Basically, I'm an all-around bad. And then, yeah, that word. This was really nice. It was a nice little chit-chat between me and Nathan Drake and I. Thank you so much for answering my questions. He says, you're welcome. Thanks for picking me to answer your questions. It's been my pleasure. Yeah, he seems like an overall nice guy. Uncharted fans, let me know if this is like an accurate depiction. I'm very curious. Okay, so we are almost done, and the second to last character is Princess Zelda from the Legend of Zelda franchise. Again, not Link, Zelda. It's very interesting. So let me type Zelda. I wonder if I search this, will Link come up? Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh, wow, okay. So there's like multiple versions. I didn't like take this into account. I guess the Breath of the Wild version is the most popular one, so we'll go with that. I am Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It's a pleasure to meet you. So I put in, again, my introductory text. I don't think introductory is a word. Alright, let's go! Fitting, seeing as how, at least from what I've seen of Breath of the Wild, she's very, like, you know, ready to get into stuff. So the first question is, what is Zelda's full name? Wow, she's taking a bit to answer. Oh, here we go. My full name is Zelda, the Princess of Hyrule. I rule alongside the royal family. So is it like Zelda, the Princess of Hyrule? Alrighty, whatever she says. And then the second question was, who is Zelda in love with? Which, again, I think a lot of us already kinda know the answer. But I'm going to write this like, are you in love with anyone? If so, who? Oh wow, she's very forward. I was not expecting her to just come right out and say it. Yes, I'm in love with the heroic knight Link. He fights for justice and I admire his devotion to the protection of the kingdom. I feel like if you are like attracted to men, you were probably also in love with Link at one point. Okay, so the third question is very casual and it is, what is Zelda's favorite color? She says, my favorite color is blue. It's the color of the sky and the oceans, two things that I love and are very prominent in Hyrule. I will say I really love like the blues and greens that are present in Breath of the Wild as well. And I'm usually not a person who likes things to change, but going from like the Twilight Princess typical style with like the green tunic to Breath of the Wild was such a beautiful change that I actually didn't mind it. And then the last question, kind of odd, but it was like, is Zelda an elf? So, are you an elf? And I have to go down again. No, I am not an elf. While I do have elf-like features, I am a Hylian, the race of people that inhabit the kingdom of Hyrule. I am a descendant of the goddesses who created the kingdom. Well, I have your answer, y'all. She's Hylian. And then, for this last character. You know, every time I try to not look like a Sonic stan account, he just keeps coming back. Like, there's just more and more things that I either want to talk about with the Sonic franchise, or he just finds his way to me. So, the last character that I found and selected was Sonic the Hedgehog, because I believe he was like literally the most Googled video game character at one point. I'll fact check that. So I looked into this, and it turns out that Sonic is not the most Googled video game character ever. At least not to my knowledge. However, for the past few years, he has been the most Googled character in the United States of America. I believe he was the most Googled in every single state except for Florida. But that's it. Back to the video. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh wait, I forgot to read the description. Okay, wait, go back! Sonic the Hedgehog. Fastest thing alive, protector of all chili dogs. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm a professional chili dog enthusiast who has a knack for all things fast. That's like the last impression I'm gonna do, I promise. And I love how it says I'm professional, not I'm a professional chili dog enthusiast. So I have my introductory text, and he says, "You got it, fire away." So if you thought the questions have been stale so far, don't worry, because we're gonna get into some tea with these. Okay, so the first one is, what is your favorite line? He says there's a lot of good ones, but my favorite has got to be, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, and I just love being me. I don't remember him saying this. I'm gonna have to find out where it's from. If it's from anywhere. And then the second question is, what are you most known for? Running really, really fast. That's how I got my name after all. Fitting. Very fitting. Okay, the third one, and I know this is going to be a key, it is, who is the most forgotten character in the Sonic franchise? I kid you not. So I want to go ahead and ask this and confront him directly. Oh, we got an answer below. The most forgotten character. If I had to say, it'd probably be Styx the Badger. She had a pretty brief debut in Sonic Boom, then she kind of just disappeared. Honestly, a fair answer. That's a fair answer. I can think of folks who are more forgotten, like Marine, Shade, but there's also a lawsuit involving some of them. So, yeah, I don't even know if he can mention them in this AI. And then, last but not least, our final question is, why is Sonic so popular? And I wanted to ask this in a different way. And he says, that's a tough one. It's probably my personality. I'm just your average, easy going guy that has a heart of gold and a hunger for adventure. I think folks just find that pretty charming. And of course, who doesn't love to go fast? Yeah, pretty typical of what I'd expect from Sonic. But let me thank Sonic for answering me. It was my pleasure. Oh, one thing. My girlfriend here wants me to tell you hi. Who is his girlfriend? Who is your girlfriend? Hey, this is Sahara. I met Sonic when I was a thief trying to steal one of his rings. He didn't even punish me. He just told me to take it easy and let me go. That's when I realized what a kind person he is. From then on, I snuck around to pay him back with any help I could. And the rest is history. But yeah, it's me, Sahara. It's a girlfriend. It's a pleasure to meet you. Interesting. I don't know if this is like a character or if the AI is literally making an OC. I think the AI is just making an OC. Anyway, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm out of here. Also, did I thank Zelda for answering my questions? Because if not, that's rude. I need to thank her. Wow, I didn't. Thank you. Zelda says, "You're welcome. It was my pleasure answering your questions." So with that being said, all of my questions have been asked, everybody on the list of characters has been gone through, and as I expected, it was a pretty interesting and satisfying little experiment. Normally, I would do a basic YouTube outro right about now, but I have some things I want to save to anyone still watching. This is the first video I'm posting in 2024, so Happy New Year! Also, happy holidays to those who celebrated. Thank you so much for the collective engagement on my videos in 2023. Whether you have been watching me for a while or this is the first video of mine you clicked on, I truly appreciate your support. I enjoy making these videos about random gaming topics, no matter how frustrating the creative process can be. Last year, I took risks undertaking big projects, and it has certainly paid off. Not because the videos came out perfect, but because I am proud of them, and people enjoyed them. I just want you to know that I'm genuine in my appreciation, and I don't know how convincing this whole spiel is, but it is rooted in truth. Now, here's a shameless social media promotion for those who want to keep up with me. If you would like to, you can follow my Instagram at woman_ds. I have a Twitter or an X or whatever it is of the same name, and you can follow that if you want, but I'll probably delete it because I rarely use it, to be honest. But that's it for my social media presence aside from this channel, so if you want to keep up with me on here, feel free to subscribe. Last but certainly not least, I want to end this video on the note of free Palestine, free the Congo, and free all settler colonial projects. Now, I don't think I'm the right person to explain all the colonization going on. However, I already put several links with information and resources in the description of my last video, and I will put them along with more links in the description of this one. I implore you to go listen to people who can explain this better than I can. That's everything I wanted to get across, so again, thank you so much for watching, and have a good time wherever you are.